Hey humans, how's it going? It's Shani today here. Welcome back to a new Sims video, and this is the most requested since this pack has gone live for the Sims 4 on console, and that is that we're going to be jumping into some creator sim today, also known as CAS, and we're going to be making our very own mermaids. Now, this is of course with the Island Living expansion pack that was recently added to the Sims 4 console. It's probably the quickest turnaround that the Sims have done between releasing the expansion for PC and Mac and then bringing it over onto console. So I'm naturally very excited to get into this video. A lot of you have been asking me to do some stuff around Island Living, and I thought what better way to start than making our own mermaids. As a reminder, I am playing on the Sims 4 console and I do have my controller at the ready, but because they have recently released mouse and keyboard support for the Sims 4 on console, I will be making my life easier and I'll be using a keyboard and mouse. If you want to get any more tips and tricks and controls around how to use your mouse and keyboard on your console for The Sims 4, I have left a video up in the cards right now for you to check out. And we will be jumping into some creator sim. I probably need my game sound for this, right? I feel like I need my game sound for this. So let's do this. Right, so jumping into this, I have created a new sim, and what you need to do in order to make a mermaid is you just need to go over to the occult sims, and you can either choose your alien, your vampire, or your mermaid, depending on which packs you do have installed. I, of course, have plenty of the packs available on console, and you'll notice that with the traits comes the little mermaid area that you will have over there. This is going to be Eleanor Witherspoon, and I want to make a brother-sister duo because I don't actually have a brother-sister in the cheats save that I currently have. I only have a husband and wife. And under location, there is a new aspiration to have the beach life. This sim wants to take it slow and enjoy the beach life. I thought that would be appropriate given that we're going to be all about the new pack. Is there one for nature? I feel like there is one for the nature. No, there isn't. That's a bit weird. So that's jungle. Got nothing to do with us. And then I do know that there's been traits included under the lifestyle side. So you can either have Child of the Islands or Child of the Ocean. So under Child of the Islands, which is what I want to make her feel because she's all about that home life, home turf type of advantage. These Sims experience a spiritual connection to the islands of Sulani, honor the islands by partaking in their culture, summon powerful elementals, and reap the rewards of their blessings or the consequences of their disfavor. So, gonna give her that trait. I also want to make her love the outdoors, because if you're gonna be all about the outside, then you have to be all about the outdoors, right? And I also want to make her a vegetarian, because I feel like if she's all about this beach life, but also Child of the Islands and wants to be all about rah-rah, go like nature, I want to let her not have the wanting to hurt animals and by eating them, so that's a thing. I want to make her obviously a little bit more tan. She's going to be more of the island local kind of vibe, because then it's a nice contrast to the other Sims that I have in my cheats playthrough. So going to give her a little bit more of a tan, a little bit of a darker complexion, and I'll do the same with her brother. I also want to give her some tattoos. The tattoos that they've added into the game from the island lifestyle are absolutely awesome. They're very like Maori, like the kind of, so that's from obviously New Zealand, so I absolutely love that tattoo, but I rather want to give her a hip and thigh piece rather than a shoulder piece, because I think that's quite cool. So anyway, those are the tattoos that they've added with the, oh, they also have, ooh, that's right. Okay, you kind of can't see it right now, but they do have the back tattoos, which is pretty beautiful. But there's no new chest pieces, which kind of sucks. But I do like the back piece, and I do like the leg piece. So going to be keeping her with that. Gonna make her a little bit more masculine, so considering that if you're gonna be a Child of the Islands, and you, as much as you do take life easy, you do live a more active lifestyle. So this is Eleanor Witherspoon. No longer fits her. Should we make her Lauren? Lauren and Norwood, Brunette, Prince, Woodworth? Reeves, Hammond. Osborne, haha. Bannister. Dolan, like the Dolan twins. Best, Kaiser, Douglas, Romano, Lauren Romano. I kind of like that. Okay, so we're gonna make you Lauren Romano, and then we are going to move over into what we all wanted to see is her mermaid form. So it has naturally generated her with some form of scales. You can see a little bit of six-pack there from the oh, look at her tattoo. It doesn't show off so nicely though with the scales like that. But obviously if you haven't been paying attention to everything that you can do with the Sims now, we're gonna jump into this and we're going to work with her fins to start off with. Now, what I did note is you see how the little fins here on the side, so there's two styles that you can go with that. So there's the like dotty fins with the sides like that, but then you can also have like the four little flicks instead with the plain and then the dotty. These spots aren't as intense as these spots, but I really do like these, so let us explore some of the options. Her daytime look was like kind of that yellowy red, so I do want to give her like a yellowy mermaid tail. Oh, even the back is so pretty. Oh, so pretty. And then if we go to the tops, she'll be, obviously she's got this currently, so if we had just had to change that to match. Ooh, what does this do? Oh, that's way too different. If we wanted to have it match and have her scales come all the way up, then we could, but I really don't like the way that it's blocking her tattoo. So maybe if we give her the one that's a little bit more open on the back. It also blocks it so much though. Maybe, can we have two shirts at the same time? I don't think we can. That's quite cool, but once again, blocking her tattoo. But I really do like that you have the various options, so you don't have to have the mermaid scales if you don't want. You can also go like full on Ariel and have like the coconuts or seashells, which I think is quite hilarious. But I really do like the way that this kind of ties into, if you had to see her above the water and not really paying attention to what's going on below the surface, then you would have no idea that she's a mermaid until she swims away from you like a dolphin instead of a human. But a sim. So I kind of like her look for now, and then you do see a little bit of her tattoo at the back. Do really like that. I also like that she's got like the short hair style vibe. I'm happy with her mermaid form for now. So that is going to be the mermaid side of life. It says we have new gloves. Do we? I doubt there'd be gloves for swimwear though, unless you're like a professional. What are those things? Rowing. Rowing is what I'm looking for. But there is our mermaid. This is Lauren's mermaid form, and then when she comes back into when she exits the water, then she still keeps the same look and feel with the daytime kind of on a land approach. And then to do her other outfits just quickly, going to cycle through all of the outfits quick because this can actually take me quite a prolonged amount of time. So I will see you guys once I have done the rest of our outfits, and then we will jump into everything. Let us get underway. I am back after a grueling Create a Sims process. For me to finally reveal the Romano twins. This is going to be Lauren, and I will introduce her brother in a second. But this is obviously you kind of created this day look with me. Now, I try to use as many of the new items from the Island Living pack as possible, but I will point out which ones I don't think are. I think some of the bracelets aren't actually from Island Living. I just haven't created a sim in such a long time that I've been adding packs and I've been adding stuff packs, so I haven't really been staying up to date with which content, but I try to add as much of the stuff and use as much of the stuff from Island Living as possible. So this is Lauren's day wear, her everyday. This is the formal. Now, my approach with the formal stuff was like, they're island locals. They're like from the island of Sulani. They don't necessarily take formal way too far, purely based on the fact that it's the island, you don't really have too many formal gatherings where you need to be all like stuffy, super formal, suit and tie type vibes. So they do have this more relaxed, kind of laid back island style to both of them. If we move over into the athletic wear as well, I personally love this. The shoes aren't from the new Island Living stuff, but I really do love the top and like the little crop top, like little jumper body warmer thing that is really cute. This is the sleepwear, and really, really cute dress. I did see that it can double up as like party or formal or whatever. Then this is, speaking of party, this is her party attire. But if I just switch back over into my mouse quickly, because I was using the controller for that, I've actually given her 2 party outfits. So there is the more kind of like mainstream party, but then if they're going to something more traditional, you've got to have your traditional island regalia on, right? So I have given her the, this is actually a styled look from the look there, but that of course, like I said, mainstream party vibes. That is what you can expect her to be rocking out on the streets and out and about. Then this is her swimwear. I've kept the top the same as the mermaid, as we will show you into the mermaid form now. But that is her swimwear, and I do like the new bottoms that they've included that has like the little shawl sarong thing on. I know it's actually not a shawl, it's more a shawl than a sarong. And then this is the warm temperature weather, and because I do have seasons, I did need to give her a winter outfit, and because they come from the island, I didn't really think that they'd have like winter coats and like full-on winter attire, so I've just given her basically tights and a hoodie. She happens to have a beanie and some gloves laying around the house, but that is their hot and cold season. And then if we do switch over into her mermaid look, just to remind you of what she looks like as a mermaid in her mermaid form, we switch that over. The tail stays, sorry, not the tail stays, the top basically stays pretty much the same, and it is just her tail that will be that little bit of a difference with that tattoo on her back showing out quite nicely. And of course we do lose the leg tattoo, but you see that in her sim form, so that's perfectly cool. Really excited to see her out in the ocean with this tail, and of course I've given her the 2-fin approach rather than the 4-fin approach there on the side of her. So if we go over into her twin, because I've decided that I've made them twins now, because mermaid twins are the best twins. This is going to be Evan Romano. This is Lauren's twin brother, and he also happens to be a mermaid. So this is his mermaid form, which I'll start straight off the back. He is, and you'll notice because of his mermaid attire, he is a very big lover of patterns, and that will show throughout his attire that we have chosen for him. But he also has the little traditional bangles around the arms with the leaves. So I've given him the 4-fin just because, you know, twins aren't exactly identical, and I do like that she's more on the one side with like very yellow, and then he has taken more of this patterned approach with the yellow fin right at the very end, and he's also got like the Maori island style tattoo, and then you do have the longer, more relaxed, laid back vibe with the hair going on. And then the traits for him, I have given him, oh, we can't change traits while in this form. Interesting. I did not know that. You can't change traits while you're in your occult form. So this is Evan, and just like his sister where we gave her the Island Living Beach Life aspiration, I've decided to give him the outdoor enthusiast aspiration, which will come with that collector trait. Of course, he is a mermaid. I've given him the child of the ocean, where his twin sister does have child of the islands. So you do have both twins going into the world of Sulani, being one very, very connected to the ocean and one being very connected to the islands themselves. So you have both halves working together for the greater good of the island. He's also a bro, so loves hanging out with all of his friends, but then also has to love the outdoors. That's a trait that's obviously been handed down to both twins, but is going to be his way forward into the world. So I have applied that very laid back and relaxed island living look again. A lot of this stuff is from the pack itself, but I will point out when things aren't actually from the island living pack, but keeping it laid back with that relaxed hair. And then this is his formal look. Now they don't actually have any formal clothes for the gents in Island Living, so I actually grabbed this, apart from the flip-flops, I grabbed this from Sitting Living. So if you're looking for this look, this is from the City Living expansion pack, but I thought it still fitted kind of the laid back type of, rather than suit and tie. It is formal, and but it's still, you can see he comes from the island of Sulani. Then this is the active wear. Now there is actually no styled outfits for this, so this I had to put together from scratch. And I actually really do love this athletic top. I know it can fall under sleepwear as well. I do also really dig the shorts because they remind me of like little cycling shorts, but not actually really. Clearly he gyms a lot like his sister as well. The shoes, however, are not from the Island Living pack. Then this is his sleepwear. It's kind of one of those torn and tattered shirts that you know you kind of have that you don't want to get rid of, but you don't wear out in public. So it's one of those comfy clothes that you sleep in. And then the same with the pants. It's kind of like long and flowy and whatever. Then for his party look, I've kept the same thinking with the very reserved, but also keeping in mind that with a party, whenever you're in a party in Sulani, you're always around water, so he's ready to jump on back into the ocean with his swimming trunks. But the same as his twin sister Lauren, I have given him the traditional attire as well, should he need it. And then if we cycle through back into that swimwear once again, keeping in mind, you see a lot of the patterns are coming through just as much as with his tail. Yes, they're different colors across the board, but he does very, very much like to embrace those patternings. So here is the swimwear when he's out on the beach. Of course, as soon as he enters the water, he will turn into his mermaid form, or merman form. And then for the hot weather, we will have him in a more traditional island style kind of vibe, because if it's really hot in the island, you've got to be wearing as minimal as possible to be able to stay cool. And then the same approach for winter. Didn't really think that they'd have too many like proper winter clothes because they are island locals, not really going to get cold in winter in Sulani either. He's just got like a smart jacket, some jeans, and then some shoes to tie the whole outfit together, but kept that very laid back, relaxed style around the area. As we go back into that swimwear. So just jumping back into the swimwear to remind you what his mermaid form does look like. We've kept the patterning and the bright colors going on throughout. And I am very excited to find out what you guys want me to do with the Sims now that I've created Evan and Lauren in the creator sim, now that I've created mermaids. Do you want to see an island console playthrough? Potentially, I have added these to my tips and tricks family and to my tips and tricks save, because I do want to try and explore as many of the cheats relating to the island living as possible. But I would like to hear from you guys. Would you like to see a playthrough on the island? Would you like to see me find all of the little tips and tricks that you need in terms of making your own playthrough a little bit better? But I have created mermaids as you have already asked me to do that, so that's why we find ourselves here now. So that is going to do it for the Creator Sim Island Living Mermaid moments in CAS. Let me know in the comments below what you would like me to do with these mermaids going forward. I really do like the idea of the twins going into the world and trying to better the island, because as you know, as we've learned from the PC side, because obviously they've had the game a little bit longer, as you progressively clean up the island, the fish start returning, the coral starts coming more alive, and the island just becomes a more beautiful paradise. Whereas when you start off with, there's a lot of pollution and everything that you do need to clear up. And I do like the idea of the twins, one being very strongly affiliated to the ocean and one being very strongly affiliated to the islands and the land itself. I do like the idea of both of them kind of working together to improve the island. So if you want to see like a mini playthrough, I don't want to do like a full let's play, but if you want to see a little mini playthrough of what exactly it takes for you to get to that point, to be able to clear up the island, then let me know. But that was just a requested video that I did know come in now that Island Living has come to Sims 4 on console. Once again, a reminder, I do have a ton of other Sims 4 console content on the channel that will be able to help you, whether it's cheats, it's controls, it's how to use mouse and keyboard now that that's come onto support as well in the consoles. So yeah, that is going to be it for the video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave that like, subscribe if you're new around here. Remember that we all human differently, and I'll see you guys again soon. Cheers!